This is Daniel McGuinness, Luke Gordon. I am the director for Judas Priest Electric Eye music video.
And I'm producer for Judas Priest Electric Eye.
My name is Christopher Waddington and I'm the cameraman.
Oh, that's good. I want to grab it.
My name is Taylor Baldwin and I was the runner for the Electric Eye music video.
My name is Kaylee Smith and my main job title was storyboarding.
This is where we had to do the planning and paperwork for our music video.
I researched the props and choreography we'd need for the actual music video, and I also done a shot list and action plan. Storyboard.
I basically took the ideas from the director and put them into a visual form to help with how we were going to film the video.
Recording.
In window.
Yeah.
I researched the locations, the backgrounds and the set design. I also booked the locations and I also researched the band Judas Priest.
As producer, it was my job to keep everyone in check and make sure everyone was doing their job. During the pre-production, it involved a lot of work of going around and making sure that everyone was getting all their paperwork done and making sure that everything was being kept on schedule and things wasn't going to go over budget as well.
Director's job, you know, it was very much throughout pre-production. It was just coming up with the idea, you know, and I got the team together. We decided on a song, and once we all chose a song, I just had to come up with, you know, the idea of what we should do for the music video. I did have help from many people on that within the group, you know, ideas for some shots and ideas for where to go.
During the production stage, being a producer was a lot easier in some senses, but a lot harder because I was also the lighting tech. That I had a lot of trouble getting the lighting organised. In the end, I only had basic lighting to use, and I was getting very stressed about that. So being a producer was the last thing on my mind. They let us use the lighting rig, and Ian, technician for media, was really helpful.
Directing during the production got particularly difficult for me because it was very hard to be both acting and directing at the same time. So I very much relied on Chris, Kaylee and Luke to do the job of director.
I filmed the production from start to finish to try and capture the director's image. My first job in the production stage was to set up the location. Also, the most important factor during the filming and location is to make sure that there's continuity. Meaning, if anything, basically anything that's on the set has to be the same. I also had to do equipment logging, basically making sure that the equipment was taken out and it was actually there on site.
During production, I did makeup and hair.
Yeah, exactly.
I was helping the director get any items he needed, help the whole production team set up the set and anything they really needed. If the cameraman needed a tape, I'd go and run up and go and get a tape for him.
During post-production, I co-edited, basically edited when the main editor wasn't around, and I gave my ideas for shots and transitions.
I also collaborated the main portfolio.
I had to work along very closely with the director to make sure that
My vision was...
his vision was captured.
Yeah. We were able to get good enough shots in and, you know, do what we needed to get done.
The storyboard went a bit wrong because it wasn't getting done in time, so everybody pitched in to help finish it, and it got a bit confusing. I eventually finished it, and but we didn't really stick to it.
Well, we had problems with our props. At one point, we had the wrong bass guitar in the video. We even had a different strap for one of our guitarists and one of our bassists. We had a problem with our smoke machine, so we couldn't use it. We also had a chair that was in the filming, but we ended up using that as our little addition to the film.
During the last stages of the editing, we found out that we just didn't have enough footage, so we had to try and get some more footage, and the problem was we weren't allowed to use the dance studio anymore, so we decided to take advantage of the new TV studio facility, and we filmed just a few scenes with Dan behind a black curtain, so you couldn't really tell that it was shot in a different location. And we got Ian to help us by kind of moving a chair around with me on it, filming the video.
One of the main things was like, you know, our first producer, the very first one, Taylor. He wasn't up for the job, so that very much meant that one of us had to take it off.
He couldn't. It was given to Daniel first, but because he was also director, it was too much work for him to handle.
Yeah,
so the job was ended up given to me. We did learn without a producer, it's extremely difficult to get along.
So Chris,
So Dan,
strange things happened during the making of this music video, didn't they?
indeed they did. We got very bored at certain moments of the project when we were just waiting around, and
We got very hyper and hot under lights.
yes, we
Very
did
strange.
indeed, yes.
So, we are going to show you what happened.
Kelly, you got plans for the destroyer?
Do I put you in the naughty corner? Oh look, you're right next to your home.
Go. Oh, I don't want to. Mr. Kipling's tasty treats. Yummy.
Work them controls.
Coke, because it's awesome. It was probably due to poor planning on like my own and the producer's parts. Now the producer was giving me funny looks.
Well, that was informative.